Oh, well, it's finally come to an end after 16 years. Can't believe it. But this day had to happen. Well, I never imagined this day would come, but all good things must come to an end. After 16 years of being in corporate America, today is my last day. Technically, June 1st is my last day, but today is the last day that I will be working with the operations teams, our clients, our vendors, and the people that work for the company. How did I get here? Well, let's start at the beginning. So in 2008, I was in real estate, and the real estate market, the housing bubble burst. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go out and watch the movie The Big Short. It talks all about and explains how and why the housing market collapsed.
Right. If we're right, people lose homes, people lose jobs, people lose retirement savings, people lose pensions.
All I ever knew was real estate. That's what I did right out of high school. That's what I did while I was in high school. And, here I was with a family, a wife, a 6-year-old son, and a 16-year-old stepdaughter. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I was scared, and I needed to find a job to provide for my family, to make sure we paid our mortgage and we had a home. So I started scouring the internet, like anybody would have done in 2008, trying to find a job, and landed across a company looking for a field representative to go out and inspect automotive. I had no automotive experience, didn't have any on my resume. The only automotive experience I had was my father owned a repair shop when I was a kid in Ohio, and that was it. But in all the years in real estate, I really never had to do an interview, never really even had to type a resume. So this was, an opportunity to at least practice those. And so I applied for many jobs. I got a phone call from this company, and they wanted to meet me for an interview. So I scheduled an interview, was anxious. My wife asked me at the time, what is the job? I said, I have no idea. Something in automotive, but I have no idea. And she even made the comment, you have no experience. And I said, listen, it's an interview, let's go do it. So I had to meet a gentleman at the Holiday Inn in the lobby to do my interview. Gave him my resume. He went over my resume. The interview was maybe 5 minutes. He asked the typical questions. What's your strengths? What your weaknesses? Those kind of things. What my experience was. And I flat out did not lie. It was in real estate. It was not in automotive. So I walked away from it. He said I'd be hearing from him. Didn't think anything of it. I got home and my wife said, how'd it go? I said, I don't know. She even asked, was it a real company? I said, again, met in a Holiday Inn parking lot or lobby. Had no idea. So I proceeded to continue the search for another job. My phone rang one day. He was the director of the U.S. operations. And he wanted to do a phone interview with me as well. So I did a phone interview with him as well. And at the end, he offered me a job. Again, I still didn't know if this was a real company. I was waiting for them to say, send us a check and we'll send you, a computer. And I thought it was a scam. But I graciously accepted and gave him my email and said, sure, let's get started. And shortly thereafter, I had to go do the normal hiring requirements and had to get ready for training. And training consisted of them putting me in a hotel in Orlando, meeting with another employee, and riding with this person for several weeks to learn the job. On my first day, I met with this field representative. I even asked her on the first day, is this a real job? And she started laughing and said, yes, it's a real job. So that started my career in corporate America 16 years ago. I was a field representative. I was the very bottom of the company. Fast forward a year or so, And then the car market collapsed. And here, once again, my hours were reducing, my paychecks were getting smaller. And I thought to myself, here we go. Went into another industry that is going to have a financial collapse. Well, luckily, this one didn't go as bad. Fast forward a little bit from there, I became a mentor. I trained in the field and trained all new employees in the area and across the country. They used to ask for travelers. I always said yes to everything that they asked for. Shortly after a couple years of working for them, 3-4 years, I had an opportunity to meet with the local director. He was in town and he wanted to ride along with me, so I rode along with him. Didn't think anything of it. We went out and did my normal job. He just wanted to spend the day with me. We ate lunch, and then shortly afterwards found out that my boss, the regional manager, was terminated and that they were posting his job, and he requested that I apply for it. So I applied for it, and I ended up getting the regional manager's job, and I covered the states of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. So I ran this team for a little while, and the company was going through a giant growth period. And during this period, they created director of operations, like regional director of operations positions. I applied for one, and I ended up getting it, one of the 4 jobs. I became a director of operations for this company, and at that time, everybody worked from home, so I was working from home. Had a home office. This was 10 years ago, and been working from home since. And fast forward, as a director of operations, we bought other companies, we did mergers, we kept growing. Then COVID hit. In the great year of 2020. And when COVID hit, it paused all operations in the automotive world. So the company decided to be forward thinkers. They decided to create a new company and take over all North America inspection or automotive inspection positions. And this included our facilities, our auctions, our field, Canada, and so took upon all that. I reported to the CFO, and ran all of our North American operations. I've been doing that since 2020. Went from a period of prior to COVID of growth and promotion and promoting people and growing people to COVID hit and took on this new role for North America operations. And all I did for the next 3 years was cut. Corporate forced me to cut 75% of our employees. That included managers, high-level positions that reported up to me, and also our field. Their name was put on a spreadsheet because of me, because of where they lived or how many years experience they had or whatever. They ended up on a spreadsheet, and then a phone call was made terminating their positions. I did this for 3 years. It took a tremendous toll on my mental state. It took a toll on everything about me. So fast forward to October of last year, I was in a meeting with the CFO and the rest of the operations team, and once again, we're talking about another restructuring and letting more employees go and changing our employee model. And I took the opportunity to ask if it would be a good time for me to depart the company as well. I'm tired. I'm in my late 40s. I've done a lot of things. I've, grew from the bottom to the top. In the last 3 years had made me realize that, all good things must come to an end at some point in time, especially when those things were no longer fun. I no longer had ambition or the drive to get up in the morning to work. I didn't want to talk on the phone anymore to employees to help them grow or promote them to be better people. My fire was extinguished. And so I made the decision in last October that this day would be coming. So this is not a surprise to me. I knew today would come. So here we are. It took until May, 1st of May to move all my responsibilities and put the announcements out and all that other stuff and come to agreement on, a separation. And here we are. Today's my last day. And as a person who, has spent the last 30 years working, always had a plan, always had an idea of what I was going to do next, always had a vision of where I was going to go, had the drive to want to be successful, and I proved it. I did it. I lived up to those needs, those personal needs. But things are different now. My family's grown, they're out of the house, and it's just my wife and I. And I've made the decision that moving forward, this is about me. It's about my happiness. It's about my creativity. It's about my future growth. If I'm going to be happy for the second half of my life, I need to figure out what that is. And I need to get past this tired, just withdrawn, nothing makes me happy feelings. So this is the start of my journey. While the video is titled The End, it's actually the beginning. Over the coming weeks and months, I'm going to be doing some traveling. I'm taking you along. I'm going to make videos. Be patient. I don't know how often they'll come out, but it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. You're going to go on this journey with me to rediscover who I am and figure out what makes me happy and what brings me joy again. I hope to make a lot of new friends. I hope to see a lot of old friends. This is going to be an exciting time, and I'm looking much forward to it. I'm looking forward to not having a plan for once in my life, and it brings me peace, not stress. So with that, next video should be coming from sometime in a week and a half. Next Friday, I leave to board the Carnival Conquest with my brother-in-law. We're taking a short cruise. Hope to have a lot of fun, some shenanigans, and meet a lot of new people. Hope to get a lot of great content that'll make us all smile and realize that life is too short. And living your life being miserable and stressed is just accomplishes nothing. So thank you, and until next time, take care. Thank you.